And hello. Welcome back. Here we are again, doing it again on the Let's Unload podcast. So you already know what it is. I'm your girl Shun, and right next to me is my beautiful co-host, Miss Dina. Now today, y'all, we got a little wild one for you today. It's still in our topic of friendship. Okay, we staying on trend, but now we're about to bring in a real life situation. Okay, baby,
Okay.
it is real. I don't know if we can get any realer than this, okay? But before we get to that part, let's get our church announcements out the way, okay? Let's get the announcements out the way. So you already know we are here live and in charge on YouTube. And if you are not following us, what you waiting on? So go ahead and do it. I am Deep Conversation with Sean, and my girl is Journey with Dina. So do us both a favor. Stop what you're doing, like for real, stop what you're doing. And then go on over there and hit that subscribe button. And I also want to do that for both of our pages, okay? And I also want you to hit that notification bell. Now, the reason why we need y'all to do that is because that's when you'll know when we go live, okay?
Mhm,
So we
mhm,
get people
mhm.
to be like, I didn't catch y'all. I have to watch the replay. Hit that notification bell and it'll alert you every time that we go live. And also be sure to hit this video right here that we are on right now. Okay. So before we get into it and get to the mess, let me ask how my girl Dina. Dina, how you doing, friend? What's the day been like?
Baby, the day been cold, y'all. It's cold outside. Baby, listen, I had to break the boots out. Got to keep my head warm because every time I go outside, my voice is going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good day, but it's been cold, baby. It's been
It's
cold.
that, and the crazy part is that baby, we're gonna be 75 degrees on a Friday.
I heard.
Yeah. So it's been the high yesterday was only 40 something degrees. We made it up to like 50 today. And by Friday, we'll be at 75 degrees.
I'm with the 75, y'all.
No. See, that's why we're gonna be sniffling and sneezing and snotting everywhere because the weather don't know if we want to be cold, hot, spring, summer, fall. What we doing?
Um,
No.
I'm with you to a certain extent because that's why my head been hurting the last 2 days. Every time I go outside, my head start hurting. Then my voice leave. Like, what are we
Mm-hmm.
doing? Like, I just been taking drugs. I'm just just taking my medicine, just trying to catch it before it comes.
Right. I'm ready for it to stay consistent because the I got on the sweater leaving in a coat leaving at the house, and then I got on a short sleeve shirt when I'm leaving work to go back to the house. So I wanted it to be consistent, and I'm ready for it to be cold. Now I don't like freezing cold to where it's unbearable, but
Mm-mm.
I had enough of the heat. I'm ready. I'm ready to break the boots out, the pretty sweaters. I'm
You
ready
can
for
you
it.
can do that now, honey, because that's the only thing I like about the cold is wearing sweaters and boots, and that's it.
I think that's the best time to be fashion forward. It's the winter
Right.
time. Fall and winter,
Yes. I'm
it's
with
the
you on
best
that.
time to be fashion forward. I mean, if you can find a little cute little sundress here and there. But in the wintertime, that's where the real fashion comes out. That's just my opinion. Because the people you can dress in the wintertime.
I'm
So
with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
yeah. So, y'all, we are going to get started. We're going to talk about the Akira and Brene situation. Now, Free don't know about the Akira and Brene situation. So, she's about to get a shock factor at this world. But before we go there, let me say this. We have been talking about friendships since we've been back on the pod together, and we've been talking about friendships, meaning like what happened when you're outgrowing a friendship? What do you do when, you have certain aspects in life and the other person just not willing to go there when you're not on the same page? So we've been talking about friendships like just literally for the past 2-3 weeks or whatever, right? So
Mhm.
literally this kind of fell in my lap. Now I'm gonna be honest, because I didn't know anything about the Akira and Brene situation either. I found out about it because I follow a lady named Tiffany Montgomery, and she did a video about it. And when she was talking about it, I was like, oh my God, wait, what? So let's give a little breakdown. Let's do a little breakdown, okay? So Akira is the wife, okay? Brene is the friend. Akira is married. Brene is married. Both ladies are married, okay? Brene says that her husband is beating her and she needs to move in with her best friend.
Okay.
Akira said, oh my God, I got you. Come on in. We'll take you in. Akira has kids. Brene has none. Keep that part in there, okay? So she let her friend come in. As she allowed her friend to come in, get herself together, because she, the friend gave her this sob story, saying her man beating on her husband, doing all the things. By the time the friend comes into the home, the friend is now starting to dress a little stank-a-dank, okay? A little stank-a-dank. She's wearing booty shorts through the house. Her top is very low. Now, let me show y'all what the friend that came into the house looked like. Oh, let me show y'all.
Child, I need something a little stronger than this water now.
So stronger than the water, okay? Because it's gonna get wild. Hold on, y'all. Let me share my screen. And let's get to oh crap, I can't. I'll show you in a minute. We're gonna come back to it because I'm gonna let a video play. We're gonna come back to it. So she's wearing very scandalous like stuff. So the friend Akira says, hey, can you, I got children walking around, not to mention my husband is here.
First
Can
off,
you cover up? So the friend that moved in, which is Brene, said no, she ain't doing it. Long story short, let's get to the bad part. Brene starts sleeping with her friend's husband in the marital home, in the bed, while the kids were there. So this is why this one is titled Friend Turn to Enemy. But this goes a little bit deeper because I'm going to tell you why. Everything that Akira aspired to be, wanted, desired, whatever the case may be, Brene went and did it. So if Dina comes out and say, "You okay?" Dina got this hat on, right? And Dina say she a hat girl. She loves hats. This is her thing. And now the next time we do our live next week, I got a hat on. Everything that Dina said that she want, like, desire, here comes the friend doing the exact same thing. So before we get too deep into it, what are your thoughts right now? And this is why it is titled Friend Turned Enemy. Go ahead and jump in real quick, Dina.
I'm still back there in the beginning when you said about the clothes she started wearing.
Yes.
Like, that was a number one red flag.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like from her first red flag, it should have been not no toning down. It should have been something else going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So at that very first point, now, baby girl, we're gonna have to find you somewhere else to stay.
Find you somewhere else to stay. So it got so bad to the point that the friend that was dressing all hoochified through the house, she was saying that you're just jealous, I guess, because you know I look good or whatever, but she really don't. Y'all finna see her body in a minute, but that's beside the point. Okay, so you know she started saying these things, and then it got to the point. This how bad it got. When she was telling her to leave, the friend would not leave. She had to get the police involved to get her removed from the home.
Wow.
It had gotten that bad.
So what has the husband came on and said?
So glad you brought up the husband. The husband is standing 10 toes down with the friend.
Baby, everybody got to go. I'm about to shake the table. Everybody got to get up out the house.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Standing 10 toes down with the friend.
Against his wife.
And against his wife. Against his wife.
Baby, I don't know if they turned enemy or this was already ongoing. This just was a plot to get in close.
So, and that's where I wanted it to be, because we don't have to necessarily talk about I'll bring it up, but this was the point for us to kind of stay on topic of where we've been going as far as friendships. And in this situation, that was my biggest takeaway. Was she ever her friend, or was this always a game to get in and take, was it something that wasn't yours? Now, it's been alleged that they all went to high school together, so they all grew up together, they all knew each other. So this wasn't nobody she met at work. This wasn't nobody that she met at the nail shop and they clicked and got a bun. No, they've known each other since high school.
Since high school.
High school.
So that could have been already some jealousy since high school.
Could be.
Like, it's crazy to me that you can be friends with somebody and in the back of their mind, they really ain't your friend. They really out to get you, to get close to you. And so even, between when we talked about this, I started doing a little digging. And it was like, was you ever my friend, or was I just convenient?
Right.
Because I remember talking to somebody a while ago, and I was saying I had this one friend that anytime that they was kind of going through some things, that I would always hear from them. We praying, we talking about the situation, whatever it is. But then when everything good, I ain't heard from you. I feel some type of ways. And then looking at that one and saying, was I just convenient? And it talked about how we stay friends with people too out of convenience, loneliness, and I forgot the other one. But it made me sit there and think about that, because I don't know, that's crazy to me but it actually is a thing.
It's a thing. Y'all ready for the video?
Girl, I ain't ready. I'm still back there. And the husband. Let's talk about the husband, because they always say when they be cheating, we always talk about the woman. We don't talk about the person. That's the person who you made the vows to now.
Yep.
Baby, listen. Oh, go on, play the video, honey. Go on ahead. Go on ahead.
I was trying to. What had happened? What I had done?
Girl, you done kick me off.
I don't know what I had done. I don't want that either. Y'all, look, I told y'all we got some new stuff going on. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get it together. Let's add to the stage. There we go. Boom and bam. All right.
Let me get my phone while you add to the stage, honey.
Struggle bus. Okay.
Child, I am just appalled.
So y'all can see the screen. The lady with the brown hair is the wife. The lady with the dark hair is the friend that moved in. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go mute the music. That's the husband, y'all. Everything that the wife did, the friend went and tried to copy everything she did.
Mm.
Everything. So it's called destiny swiping. And we got to be careful. Let's, I always like to throw spirituality in there. We got to be careful because our discernment needs to be up to par. It doesn't matter how close of a friend you were, the longevity, all the things. We got to pay attention to certain things. And I'm sure the wife is looking back saying, crap, when she made that statement, I should have knew something then.
Right.
When she did this, I should have known something then. So I'm sure it's coming back and she's playing it back and she's realizing, like, oh, wow, this is, the stuff was in my face, but I didn't see it. And sometimes we always want to see the good in the person that we're overlooking the bad so much. That they my friend, this Dina, I known her 100 years. She
Now
wouldn't
I was just about to say that. Oh, we go way
We
back.
go way back. She wouldn't do me like that. And the entire time, this lady was plotting and taking this woman's spot. Now, the husband is just as bad.
He number one bad because
He
technically he the one took the vows with his wife.
has the covenant, correct. You the one who have a covenant with your wife. His talk was they were never, they was getting a divorce. It wasn't all of that, blah, blah, blah. So the friend who was cheating on her friends, with her husband, she's a TikToker. So from TikTok alone, she make $11,000 a month. Just TikTok by itself. Does not include Snapchat, does not include YouTube, does not include Instagram, Facebook, and they named off something else.
This the friend that came to stay there.
That's the friend that came to stay there. She's a TikTok influencer.
Well, she should have been going to find her own place to stay.
That part. She's making $11,000 a month off of TikTok alone. That's not, like I said, that ain't including nothing else. Just this. The wife took it to court and sued. And won.
Her friend?
Yes. Yes. So the friend has to pay her $1.5 million.
What? So what did she sue her for?
So she was sued for, and we're gonna get off of this. I'm gonna move on, So it was a civil lawsuit. This was filed back in 2024. They live in North Carolina. So North Carolina has a law to where you could sue the other woman for damaging and messing up your relationship and marriage. North Carolina is 6 states in all, North Carolina being one of them, that takes marriage very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you messed up. Like, why on earth would you do this in North Carolina? But the friend thought she won and all of that. Anyway, she ended up, and this was a trial. Like, they had a jury and everything. Like, this went all the way. So anyway, she ended up suing her for an annihilation of a fiction. That means that she destroyed the marriage. That's what that means. And criminal conversation, which means that she had proof showing that the friend and husband was exchanging, you know what?
Whew.
And to make matters worse, the friend took it to her social media platform. They said combined with all of her social media combined, she has 3 million subscribers. If you combine all of them together. and she took it and showed this man off as if it was her husband. The jury was in favor of the wife, which is Akira.
Oh Lord.
And now the other lady is out $1.5 million. So that was the situation. We can get to the topic. Friends that has turned enemies, or friend that was always an enemy. So I just gave a real life situation, but it is crazy that this is happening, and it's happening more than we realize it or even know it. And everybody is saying, oh, I would have fought, I would have whooped, I would have did this, that, and the third. But what was that going to do? How was that going to fix the situation?
Somebody gonna go to jail.
And or somebody's gonna either be dead or in jail, or both. But they, to me, I think it plays to be smart. And I also feel like the Lord was on her side with this, because God take covenant very seriously.
Absolutely.
He takes it seriously. And although she got, like, who would have thought that this girl would have won $1.5 million?
Nobody but the Lord.
Nobody. And she had to endure. She didn't get out of character. There's nothing that shows the wife being nasty to the friend, to the husband, to nothing. And we talked about this last week, where we was like, hey, you still gonna have to show up to the battle. You still gonna have to show up, but the fight is already won. This was a situation where the fight, she had to be humiliated. She had to be talked about. This has made national news, international news, local news. We here in Memphis talking about it, and they in North Carolina.
Woo.
And she had to go through this for almost 2 years, because she didn't file until May. So we don't know how long this been going on. She didn't do the lawsuit until May of last year. So let's just give a number of 2 years of being humiliated. Your husband, who you share a home with at the time, children with, a girl you went to high school with, and they all on the internet saying, I took your man, and oh, you wasn't good enough, and that's why she was able to take me. Now, a lot of people say there's some witchcraft going on, but we'll say that for another day. But yeah, friends that turn enemies.
I feel like this is just my perspective, that they was already not friends. But I feel like there probably was still some red flags that she overlooked, because maybe we were friends for so long. And then too, maybe she was to the point where I feel like myself, when I looked at different situations that happened with my friends that I had no clue about, I was like, dang, I'm that naive. I didn't know that was going on. I ain't see this. Maybe she didn't see it. Maybe she did. But like with the clothes situation, like the attire, like that's a big red flag for me. And I guess the older I get and the more mature I get, the more I look at things that I wouldn't normally look at. And like, even, like I know we all got friends. Like most of my friends are married. And they all are different groups, right? But you have your friends' husband that you cool with, that you would call them, without calling their wives, but it's very small amount of them. Then you got friends who you wouldn't call their husband, but you still cool with them, to that extent, but it's not like just the same as other ones, right? But I feel like, especially being a grown adult, that you should know how to come correct with somebody else's husband. I remember when I was a little girl, well, when I was younger, teenager, and of course, my mom and dad been married for all of my life. So when my friends would even come to the house as
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, and if they had clothes on that were inappropriate, you know what my mom
Mm-hmm.
did?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, you need to go home and change your clothes because I got a husband at home.
Mm-hmm.
You would
Mm-hmm.
not let them in the house at
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
because you're not finna come around my husband looking like you're looking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand that then because I'm like, honey, they little girl, like we teenagers. Like, what are you talking
Right.
about?
What's the big deal? Mm-hmm.
What's the big deal? And even for like sitting on our dad's lap and stuff like that, she didn't play
Mm-hmm.
that. No, you ain't finna sit on this lap. I know your dad,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes it don't got no face on it, so we ain't finna play them type of games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff that happened, like when we was younger, I didn't understand until now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So now, even to this day, I'm gonna quit saying I'm almost 50 because I barely just crossed over 45. But even to
Mm-hmm.
this day, if I go to my friend's house, like my best friend, she's married. When I go out of town to her house, I have my pajamas that
Mm-hmm.
when I go to my room is what I'm gonna have on. But if I'm
Mm-hmm.
going downstairs to where everyone is, even if he's not down there, you put on
Mm-hmm.
clothes.
Put
You
some
put on
clothes on.
clothes on top of your clothes because that's very disrespectful, I
Be
feel like.
respectful of their house. And then on top of that, it got so bad that the police had to remove her from the home.
Because she wouldn't
Like,
leave.
because you wouldn't leave. And you got your own husband. That's the crazy part. He was
What
single.
apparently she didn't want her husband. She made her always wanted him. But she just settled for her husband and she just felt in some kind of way. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say that all the fault was on this lady, which is the friend that came in,
Correct.
because the husband plays just the biggest part as this lady.
Correct. I
Because
agree.
you entertained her, you gave her some kind
Indication.
of invitation that this was okay. And so
Mm-hmm.
she took it and she ran with it. No
Mm-hmm.
matter how long that she had to, some men they may try to be strong and try to go on the other way. But I feel like as a man, he should have had a conversation with his wife. Look, this right here ain't working. This ain't gonna. She need to go. We gonna put her
Mm-hmm.
up for a room, or she got money, whatever. On his part, as
Right.
him being the head of the household, the head of the covenant, he should
Mm-hmm.
have handled that.
Correct. I agree. And even as far as the friendship go, because she started noticing, like, wait a minute, this ain't right. She started noticing and picking up on it. And the kids put to bed, y'all. He was having sex with both of them. So of course the wife don't know that he's sleeping with the friend. So you're doing whatever with the friend and then coming over here doing what we were supposed to do as in our marital bed because we are married. It's been talked, and I get your opinion, and our replay watchers, y'all drop down in comments and let us know. Dude, because now everybody is saying this is why I don't have female friends, or here come this conversation. This is why I don't have female friends, or the other sentiment is I would never let my female friends spend the night at my house. What are your thoughts? Or do you agree or
now,
disagree?
now, I do not agree with that. That's why I don't have female friends because all females are not like that.
I
And if
agree.
you are hanging with females that are like that, that says a lot about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure this is not the first time that lady probably has slept with somebody's husband for one.
Could be.
So I'm sure maybe, just maybe, she's done this before. And guess what? Her friend knows that. So if
Mm-hmm.
I know that you have slept with somebody else's husband, friend or not, that's off limits. Now, while you were sitting here talking about that, it did give me second thoughts on, ooh, honey, when I get married, I don't know about all the women coming over to my house no more. Because
Mm-hmm.
literally, I just thought about that because I hosted an event this past weekend in my house, and it was like 8, 10 women.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are newly for me, from my church, but all we had a good time. Some are old, but I remember I talked to this lady all the time. And she always tell, and I always say, when I get married, I'm gonna host this at the house. I'm gonna have these women over. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. She gonna look at me and say, "That's what you think." But when you get
Mm-hmm.
married, your husband ain't gonna want all them women over there like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of teeter-totter with it because, not to say that I wouldn't do that, but that would definitely be a conversation that me and my husband would have beforehand. Because now,
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, my mom does that. So my mom has events at her house. Sometimes she do it once a month, and it's women through the living room, the kitchen, the den, all over the house. But you know what my daddy do?
He don't be there.
He
God.
gone.
Mm-hmm. He'll
And
be there.
he calling, hey, is they still
They
there?
still there. Mm-hmm. My
I'm like,
husband does the
no,
same thing.
all on just about gone, but it's a few stragglers. He's like, well, they need to
Mm-hmm.
hurry up because I'm ready to come home.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think that brings balance to their
Mm-hmm.
lives, because for one, he knows that that's a part of my mom, and that's what she loves to do. She loves to host people at their house. Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, if it's a mixture and like people with their husbands come, or sometimes it may be all women, but it's a different group of women. Now, these may be the women that my mom has been friends with for many, 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 many moons, and it's just a different group of women. And so, like, even some of her friends, he'll call them and tell them, "Hey, we having a fish fry tonight," and invite them over. Versus my mama calling them, and then when they
Mm-hmm.
get there, they like, my mama like, "What y'all doing here?" But my dad didn't call and invite them over. But that's a different
Mm-hmm.
and a smaller, more intimate group of
Yeah.
women. But
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, the other women that my mama invite, my dad don't know half of them, so he
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's definitely a conversation that you need to have, because it's so crazy that me and my friend was just talking earlier. And he was, he always have to, you always have to have a male so you can call and get their point of view on things. And we
Mm-hmm.
was talking about some of the things that I never thought about talking about, pertaining to dating somebody, which would align with kind of me being a business owner and an entrepreneur, how it's a different kind of lifestyle than somebody that has a 9 to 5 job.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were talking about how that needs to be thought about, because sometimes you're unavailable when you're doing events or you're traveling out of town. You're unavailable to be in that space that they need you to be in right now. But if
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a mindset as to how an entrepreneur works, or the time that is away or spent like that, then it's looking like you gone. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
about no events and this, that, and the other, or how you gonna do this, that, and the other, or I'm trying to figure out this part and they have no clue on what I'm talking about and can help me out. So it's like we're living in two different worlds. And I never
Mm-hmm.
thought about that until we had that conversation. And then I was talking to somebody today that was talking about the same thing. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I never thought of that. And he was like, well, there's not a coincidence that God brought this conversation up, and that was literally 2 days ago. And
Mm.
then said that, and then how it led to this, and I'm like, baby, listen, y'all, God is so intentional. I hear you, God. I hear
Yeah.
you. My concept of what I'm gonna do is totally changing. Okay, I just all like that.
And I think that's a good thing. And I asked the two questions, should you continue to have female friends? And I'm not going to let anybody, a female friend, spend the night or stay with or move in with me, brother. I should have added that part on there
Now
versus
you now that's a different. You ain't say move in. You
that's
said
why I
stay the
said I
night.
should have added that in there versus the spend the night. But let me touch on the female friendship part of it thing. I think every time we have something, that is very out there, wild, crazy, all the things, the first thing that females want to go to and say is, this is why I don't do females and this is why I don't have friends. But we have to also align ourselves with the right people. Now,
Right.
again, why she didn't see the red signs and the red flags with this lady, I don't know. And she probably did see him, but just, brushed it under the rug, swept it under the table. Oh, that's just how she is. And, eventually we got to stop giving people that excuse of that's just how she is, because
Right.
eventually that's just their personality and who they is as a whole. Now, for this woman to be doing, seems like she's doing, financially well after a certain day or two or so, when you gonna move in with your mama? Because you got a mama. When you gonna move in with your daddy? I have a husband, I have children. It's a lot of here of us already. Even though you didn't bring nobody with you, it's still an extra body. You didn't do that. So my answer is I wouldn't let no female move in with me. No female
Right.
friend. I
Right.
wouldn't. I give you a 1-off or 2-off night. After that, we're gonna have there's a hotel, Holiday Inn down the street. You can go to the Westin, whatever your amount is, you can go there. But I do think that having a woman move in with you is dangerous grounds. And
Right.
not because the man is bad or the woman is bad or both. I think that once you start playing on the devil's playground,
Mm-hmm.
because it don't take much. I've said this
Mm-hmm.
before. He a crackhead. He's looking for the cracks in everything.
Right.
In your communication, in your relationship, in your dynamic, in whatever. All he needs is a crack to slither in.
Hmm.
He don't need much. He just need if it's this out of space he got, he gonna take it. He gonna take it.
Mm-hmm.
And your husband can be the most faithful husband on earth, all the things, but it don't take much.
Mm-mm.
And in my opinion, and stuff like that, ladies, don't let your ladies friend move in. Don't let it happen, because every time it happens, and even though this kind of blew up and it made it to court and all the things, but this is a reoccurring thing. This ain't nothing new, to where the friends is dating their friend's husband. So I hope she don't give up on female friendships, because female friendships are a sisterhood. It's a bond.
Right.
It's a great thing to have. So my prayer is that she don't give up on female friendships, but take it in consideration and be a little bit more mindful when she's picking people and giving them a title of a friend, because this girl was never your friend, ever. She
Mm-mm.
was looking for the right opportunity. She was looking for the right time, and she did it. And to
Mm-mm.
lie and say, and there's women that are in abusive relationships in real life, and this what you lied about? Of all things, now don't lie, period. But if you're gonna lie, don't lie about somebody knocking you upside your head. Because stuff goes wrong, and then you're gonna end up being a woman that cried wolf. Because once you get knocked upside your head, who gonna believe you? Because you don't use it. And you came in to try to steal this woman man, and you did. So I don't know.
Ooh, child. Mm-hmm.
Friend turned enemy.
Yeah, she definitely was a friend of me.
Yeah,
Oh, I just hate that. Oh,
I hated for it too. But I'm gonna give it to Akira. Akira fought well. She didn't give in. She didn't. She took it. She took it. And she fought well. And when you fight well, God got you. He may seem like he fought, but he got you, and he had her the entire time. And she came out on top. She came out winning.
mm.
Thoughts,
So,
last words. Mm-hmm.
so no, my thoughts. I was just gonna say, well, so for those ladies like myself that are waiting well, remember these things that we just talked about. Um, when that time does come, when you are ready, to take that next step. these are some of the conversations that you need to have. As Sean always says, the hard conversation. These are some of the conversations that you need to have in the beginning of everything. So
Mm-hmm.
you can already have it an understanding. Because as
Mm-hmm.
the Bible said, how can two walk together unless they agree?
I agree. Amen.
So we're gonna have to agree on some things. We're gonna have to get some understanding. I think
Mm-hmm.
communication, because a lot of people just be getting married and stuff, and they be like, "Well, I guess we'll figure it out as we go." No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not gonna figure it out. We're gonna talk about this thing because for me, like that's something that I like to do is host.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord already knew this conversation was tonight. Cause listen, he got my little pea brain just swirling because I'm like, okay, Lord.
And it is definitely something to think about it because most men don't like it. They'll deal with it, but they don't like it. And my husband is one of them. He's just like, okay. And he'll do one or two things. He'll leave, like what you said your dad will do, or he'll go upstairs and won't come down. He won't come down. Even if I say, come and get you something to eat, he'll be like, I'll get it later. He will not come down. He'll be like, I'll get it later. And the only way he'll walk out is if he's about to go to work, and he like, okay, well, this went longer than you said it was gonna go. It's time for me to go to work, and he'll leave. But he's kind of not a fan of it either.
Yeah. It
He not.
definitely depends on the men. Um, it definitely depends on the man, and I feel like it still depends on the women as well. Cause like even some of my friends when they host, one of my friends recently, her husband grilled for us, and it was just like 8 of us women. He grilled for
Mhm,
us, so he was down in the kitchen. He spoke and mingled to us. Briefly.
mhm,
He went outside. He grilled. We brought the food to him. He talked to us. We took pictures, all that. And baby, when the food was done and we was finna eat, he was
he was
gone. He was
gone.
upstairs. I was like, I told his wife, you ain't gonna take the plate. Nah, he'll be all right. I was like, girl, take the man a plate.
Mhm.
And then you got some
Mhm,
guys that will stay around and they will mingle and entertain. Like even when I go to Atlanta, my friend, her
mhm,
husband, he likes to entertain us when we are there. He drive us around to the different restaurants or shopping or wherever it is that we'll go, but he's
mhm.
not there with us unless we're just like if we're going out to eat. Of course, he gonna sit at the table, but
Yeah.
his wife right there, and
Mhm.
it's just two of us. They
Right.
know our character. But that is something to be very mindful about. And because I have been places with my friends, and it may be they boyfriends and they husband, and we've been at women house that I felt like was inappropriately dressed to have somebody's man or husband here.
Right. I agree.
And I felt uncomfortable. And I wasn't even a man, or I ain't even had nobody. It was just me.
Mhm.
And I said to myself, if I did have somebody, oh, he would not come over here. He will
Mm.
not. Because I don't like that. Because
Yeah.
just like you said, it don't take much. And then so why would you wear those type of things with other people, men and husbands around? I don't
Wow.
like that at
Mhm.
all. So that would be a no for me. So you
Mhm.
have to even watch where you go and what they show you, because what she showed me was she didn't care.
She don't care.
So you ain't got to show me but one time.
Mhm.
When I ever get one, he ain't coming over here. Don't
Yep.
even buy us because we ain't coming. Don't even worry
Yep.
about no plate. We going to buy us one because I don't like that at all.
Yep. And single women, and I think women, single women, and married women, let me say for both women in general, I think that we should be able to have a good balance because sometimes we can be overly paranoid and think everybody wants your man to be like, girl, don't nobody want Bob. You the only person that want Bob. Okay? Relax, and then either we're overly paranoid or we just so cool to the point where like, girl, this woman figure take your man in front of your face and you ain't saying nothing. So I
Right.
think we need to have a good balance. We need to have a good balance, not to the point to where you're overly paranoid and think everybody wants Bob, and then don't be so relaxed and chill to think that this woman ain't trying to take Bob. I think just always first, always go to prayer and go to God and be like, hey, Sally Sue looked like she was talking and lingering a little too long, Lord. Help me, before I approach her, or whatever the case may be. And you fast and you pray on it and let the Lord lead you. But I think it is great to have discernment, take cues. Don't let things always be a red. If it's a red flag, it's a red flag. It ain't finna turn to pink. It's red for a reason.
Red means stop.
To them, it's a possibility they can do it to you. We in the flesh. Ain't none of us got our wings and made it to heaven. Lord willing. Ain't none of us. We all falling short daily. So, and I don't want us to give up on women friendships. Friendships are needed.
And necessary.
It's needed. We need our friends. We can't live in this world by ourselves. You need an outlet. You need somebody to talk to. A husband is great, and I get if somebody's husband is their best friend. But you're going to want to talk about your cramps. Your husband ain't going to get it. He ain't going to understand. Going to the nail shop and sitting and doing the things, and he don't get it. He'll talk about it, but he ain't gonna get the same reaction that you would out of a relationship with a female friend, you know. So that's my last words, thoughts, and everything.
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Okay, y'all. So this one was very much a very last minute thing. It was a little communication barrier between us, but we got it, y'all. So once we figured it out, here we are. And we came on literally about 15 minutes after we had the conversation. So a lot of people, I'm sure if people come back and say, hey, I did not know that this was going on. This is why it was just kind of like, okay, we figured it out. Boom. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, but outside of that, we'll usually try to be here around 6:30. Okay, that's our goal, to try to be here around 6:30 to 7 o'clock. Between that time frame, always kind of look for us. Like I said, if you haven't liked, subscribe, please go ahead and do all the things. Drop down in the comments, give us your thoughts, let us know how you feel, think about this situation, and let us know. Have you had a friend turned enemy? Okay. Or was you the friend turned enemy? Which one was it? Okay. All right, you guys. That's all we got. We don't have any more. We'll see you guys and we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.